Hi, my name's Matt, and I'm the head writer from the Give 'em Hell series, and hopefully you've been seeing a lot of our content. And what I'm here today to do is review the Book of Boba Fett Star Wars TV series. We've just finished season 1 almost, and we can see that the final episodes of season 1 have been, quite frankly, awesome. But what it really begs the question to me is why did the first few episodes, in particular episode 1, suck? And really it comes back to the fact that the writer and director have forgotten the main objective of the first episode of any TV series, okay? And that's to do 3 things. 3. The first one, you have to show your main character, which we're going to call protagonist, in their world of comfort. The second thing that you have to do is you then have to show an unexpected change or a catalyst which is going to in some way move that protagonist from the world of comfort into a world of discomfort. And then the third thing you have to do is show them start to begin a journey in order to deal with this in some way. And the way in which we deal with that, and from the viewer's point of view, this gives us what's called story engine, which is how interesting the story is going to be from this character reacting from that initial change. Now, one TV series that does this really well is called Breaking Bad. And if you haven't seen that before, then what the fuck have you been doing for the last 10, 20 years, whenever it came out? And that's where the main character of Breaking Bad in the first episode is shown in his world of comfort. He's a chemistry teacher. He's got a family and a wife and a kid and all that. And then he gets diagnosed with cancer. So it's terminal. So that's the unexpected change or catalyst. And then he decides the course of action in order to deal with this is he's going to decide to sell meth to try and raise money in order to provide for his family after he dies. We can see that's a really good first episode, or even if you want to call it pilot, because of the fact that there's lots of story engine and it's really done those 3 things that are important. Now let's go to the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, it doesn't really do any of those things. Probably, well, let's go through it. And warning, there is some spoilers here. So in the first episode, Boba Fett, we go back to kind of pre-Mandalorian era time, and he's in the Sarlacc pit where we kind of left off with the Return of the Jedi. He gets out of that. Then he has some stuff with the Sand People. He fucks around with them for a bit. And then we cut to current time for that series, and he's now the crime boss replacing Jabba the Hutt and some dickhead who we don't even know who was there, the crime boss in the interim before Jabba and him, and he kind of killed him at the end of The Mandalorian, and that was meant to mean something, like we gave a fuck about that guy, but I had no idea who that guy was, and I still don't, and really don't give a fuck about him still. And then we see Boba Fett get attacked by some people in the street because now he's like the big boss guy. They follow him, and the mayor's assistant comes in as a bit of a dick. And kind of that's it. And you're sitting there going, well, I guess we've kind of ticked the box for the world that Boba Fett lives in now, even though we fucked about with a world that he lived in pre-Mandalorian. I don't even know why we're telling that story, because it's kind of like, well, obviously he survived that and got to now, otherwise he wouldn't be here. So it's kind of filler. And yeah, it's interesting, but why not just start the story there if you're going to start it there? Why tell us that he's here now? Why not tell a story of how he got away with it before The Mandalorian? Like, I don't know, it seems like it's out of order to me, and thus doesn't make any sense, and thus is shit. And yeah, I guess the last thing I want to conclude with, because I've babbled on for about 4 minutes and 30 seconds, is a really good example of a Star Wars series that did this well is The Mandalorian. We see in the first episode, you've got this dude who's in cool armor. This is his world. He's a bounty hunter. He picks up some guy, brings him in dead or alive, freezes him carbonite. We know the world he's in, the unexpected changes. There's this really big bounty that's off books that he's never really had to deal with that kind of off books thing before. It's given there. There's lots of mystery about it. And then he decides, okay, I'm going to deal with these former Empire dudes and yeah, possibly go on this quest to get that bounty. Straight away, it's ticking all three boxes. You know, it's the world, there's an unexpected change there, and then there's what the character's going to do about that, and there's lots of story engine that we can see about that, and there's lots of intrigue and interest. And that really is the reason why the Mandalorian series, the two of those, have been so much more interesting than the Boba Fett series, even though Boba Fett was a much cooler character because he was in the originals and stuff, and this Mandalorian guy's just new. So I don't know how they fucked that up. But yeah, so anyhow, that's all from me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And I'll be doing some reviews of some other shows that I like and trying to give you the technical side of why those shows suck, not just telling you they sucked, because a lot of people just get on YouTube and go, oh yeah, that show sucked because I didn't like this. It's like, oh, well, good, but why? You need to give us the technical side behind that. Otherwise, who gives a fuck? So yeah, that's me. So see me around next time when I review whatever it is next that I choose. Bye for now.